Hey everybody, it's Ian the Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Looks like my camera is a little slow catching up with everything going on, so apologize for that. But we are going to be doing a little bit of crafting today. If you are just viewing this on the replay, this is the part of the show where I kind of wait for people to show up as the notifications get sent out through email. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So I'm just kind of hanging out and waiting to see who ends up popping into the room. If you are here during the live programming, make sure to say hello. You can either say hello in the chat box over here on my left, your right. Yeah, my left, your right. And if you've expanded the window, it's actually down here below where you can see on the screen most of the time. So make sure to say hello and let me know that you're here. I always love chatting with you. And especially right now with quarantine going on, I figure this is a great time for us to hang out and chat. I should have scheduled this. I thought about all week scheduling it, and then I never did it. So I don't know why. I don't know, guys. I'm feeling kind of weird during quarantine, and just like things that I want to get done, I just push off and push off and push off. Denise is here. Hey, Christy Davenport is here. Notifications work today. Awesome. Glad to hear that. Yeah, so I've been feeling kind of weird, and just like, as you noticed last week, I didn't do a video at all, mostly because I was taking the 3-day weekend just for myself and some mental health time for me. So that's why I ended up not going live or doing a video last week. So I'm back this week though, and wanted to show y'all before we get started. I have a lovely package that came in from Crimson Tate. I bought some of the Tula Pink homemade fabric in the half yard bundle, and look how delicious this looks. I cannot wait to figure out. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It was just one of those buys where I wanted to help support a quilt store that I'm very fond of, and so this is not sponsored. Crimson Tate doesn't know that I'm doing this. Heather, who owns Crimson Tate, is one of the most lovely people on earth. I love her to death. So I wanted to help her store and help support her. So that's why I ended up purchasing from her store. So if there's a small business that you like, make sure if you are able to, that you help support them by making even just a small purchase. This was a rather large purchase, but I can't wait. It's like my little baby. I can't wait to get started with it. All right, I'm going to put this out of the way for now. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't have enough room. There we go. And I'm back. All right, so today we're going to be doing a design in Cricut Design Space. Cricut Design Space has put out a lot of COVID-19 related shirts for shelter-in-place orders or quarantine orders or whatever you want to call this time that we're all staying home. So I figured since it's been about a month, I think, since we've been in quarantine, I figured why not make a shirt. So I have a Infusible Ink shirt blank, and I have some Infusible Inks that I haven't used yet. So why don't we make a quarantine shirt together using the Infusible Inks on live video? Because hey, what could go wrong, right? So anyways, so I've already gotten my design together, and now it is time to cut it out. I'm going to turn on my close-up cam so that way you can see it, maybe, if my camera decides to focus. There it is. So this is my quarantine shirt. This is what I'm going to make using the Infusible Ink. I'm going to use this blue Infusible Ink today. What pack is this? This is the Patterns Windbreaker from Cricut. So that's what I'm going to be using for today's shirt. So the first thing that I need to do is get everything ready to make it. So I'm going to make it on my shirt, and I need about 6 inches of material. Sorry, I thought I saw a new notification come in. I need 7 inches of this material. So let's go ahead and cut that really quickly. And it helps if I have it open. That always helps. Oops, as I'm like cutting into the box. So tell me guys, what is keeping y'all going? What kind of projects are y'all working on during your time at home? Can't get this box open apparently. There we go. Remember, the infusible ink always come in a sealed container. And there is a one of those silica packets to make sure that everything stays nice and dry, because you don't want this getting wet. So make sure to save everything every time you open up one of these packages. I just go ahead and save everything so that way I have it. So there's my parchment paper. There are the instructions. There is the silica packet, and then of course the little sample of material that they give you. I save these because these can make quilt blocks, or quilt labels, I mean. And I have a cat underneath me too, so you may see a cat just appear out of nowhere, we'll see. Alright, perfect. The one I wanted is on the top. I think this is the one I wanted. So I could do the red and the blue. Oh, this camera. Picture in picture. There we go. All right, so I can do this one, which I like this one the best. I think I'm going to use this one. There's also a straight up red. Then there's this black and blue. And then there's just a blue. For this shirt, I'm going to go with red and blue. So I need 7 inches of this. Remember, when you're working with this, make sure your hands are dry. You want to not touch the material as much as possible, because the oils from your skin can end up taking it off if you're not careful, but I have not had a problem with that so far. So I'm going to cut 7 inches. Well, if I can get it lined up, I'll cut 7 inches. There we go. And the rest of this is going to go back into the container. And I'll put all this away after today's live show. Because I don't want to have y'all just sitting here going like, okay, and what are you doing now? That's really boring. Alright, so I'll put all those over there for now. I'll grab a green mat. The green mats work best for the infusible ink because it helps keep it really nice and firm onto the mat. So I'm going to try and get this stuck down, which is not working very well at the moment. It will. There we go. There we go. All right, so it is now tacked down. I'm gonna hit continue and select my Cricut back there. If I remember correctly, with Infusible Inks, you have to reverse it. Hey Sheila, how are you? Got a hair driving me crazy. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm moving everything around so that way it's a little more centered. And now I'm going to hit go and get this set up with the infusible ink setting. And if I remember correctly, with the infusible ink setting, you have to reverse it. So we're going to turn on mirroring. is my app, every time I, guys, look at this. Every time I try to do something, it's like not letting me click. So I guess I'll have to cancel it. And mirror it back here. There we go. All right, so now it's mirrored. Don't know why you can't click on it there, but whatever. Got it set up. Now I'm going to use Infusible Ink transfer sheet. Make sure that the mirror is on, which it is for this one. And it's telling me to load the fine point blade, which I did. So I'm going to go pop this into Cricut. And now it's going to start cutting. So I hope everybody's having a great day, enjoying their Sunday. Hope everybody's staying safe. Tell me what projects you've been working on. I've been working on a quilt, finished a quilt top that is ready for quilting and backing. I need to find a backing fabric, and I'll probably look on a couple of websites today to see if I can find a backing material that I like. Thank you! I love this shirt too. This was given to me. I just like the tie-dye pattern a lot, so gotta keep Austin weird, right? Austin was definitely a lot of fun when I went for QuiltCon. Can't wait for QuiltCon to come back to Austin. But, you know, the world's going to look different whenever we come out of this. So I'm wondering, like, what changes different types of organizations are going to be doing for conferences, for theme parks, for just about everything in our society these days. Like I said, Cricut has these files. If you have Cricut access, they are free to you. And you can cut these files. There's a whole bunch of great ones out there. There was one that's like quarantine mode and had a little switch that said on. There's some pretty fun ones out there. I would show you more, but I can't. I forgot that while it's cutting, you can't do anything else. I forgot. But there's a lot of great designs out there and a lot of fun ones, and with the Infusible Ink, that makes them even more fun because of how easy they are to do. Sheila has been making masks for nursing homes and face shields for different hospitals. That's awesome, Sheila. That's an interesting question, Denise. I hadn't thought about that. That may be the case. Sorry, I had a cat burst into the room and open the door. You want to come say hi to everybody? No, definitely not. All right, there we go. The Cricut just finished. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this off of the mat. Put the mat back there for now. So now what we're going to do is just kind of, for lack of a better one, hey Deborah, for lack of a better wording, just kind of like crack it. Although you don't hear a lot of cracking, I'm just kind of like loosening up those areas that have cut, because the more loose they are, the easier it will be to weed. Christy is debating on rearranging her kitchen. Good luck with that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look into my design, and I'm going to find those areas that need to come out and the areas that are going to stay in during the weeding. And it's really easy to weed this material. The paper comes up very, very easily. You just have to watch out for like letters that have center areas or areas that go back in the opposite direction the way that you're pulling from. Pull it in. Everything's falling. That mat fell and scared me. I'm glad the camera wasn't on me because I jumped about 10 feet. Alright, so there's the first part. Let me pick up my mat. I'll take care of that later. Now we'll pull the other part out. Just like that. See how easy it is? This just really is super easy to remove the weeded area. Comes out really easily. I'm going to use my scissors now. Actually, well, yeah. I'm going to use my scissors and gently poke the center of this R out. Oops. Well, I got the ink part, but I didn't get the paper part. There we go. Pops out just like that. Doesn't take a lot. Just takes a little bit. Can you still use the weeding? Yeah, absolutely you can. I just can't reach mine at the moment, but I also like the scissors better because I feel like I have a easier point to pull stuff out with. All right, so now that I've gotten that one, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start pulling out the other letters. There we go. Wow. Okay, that flipped right out. See, for me, it just works easier with this, the point of the blade. It's a lot easier to pull the letters out doing it this way to me, but you may find the weeding tool works better for you. Do whatever works best for you, as I always say. Christy saw the quilt I was working on over the weekend. It's part of our President's Challenge for the Quilt Guild that I'm president of. There we go. Getting there. Kathy, hey, welcome. All right, so there we go. So there is, can't see it all that well, but this is my quarantine shirt. So now we need to pull off the rest. This is always the hard part. Battle of the Halloween quilts. That's right. both Christy and I made Halloween themed quilts for our President's Challenge quilts. Now, if you were super frugal, you would be able to save this and use it for other projects, or if you wanted to make like an inverse of this shirt, you could definitely do that using the bits that you were saving. To me, it doesn't make sense, and it seems like more effort, so I'm not going to save this material, but this stuff can be used if you really wanted to. All right, there we go. Throw these letters away, and then we'll start getting the t-shirt set up. I am using a Cricut blank t-shirt. Remember that if you do this, you need a very high polyester thread count. So this shirt is 95% polyester, 5% spandex, which is why Cricut sells these for their shirts. Kathy has been producing some amazing cards during her time in shelter in place, lockdown, quarantine, whatever you want to call it. All right, there we go. Oh, I forgot my lint roller. Darn it. That means in a moment I'm going to have to go grab that. Because it is best to lint roll these shirts and make sure that you get everything up. That is the back of the shirt. There's the front. All right, let me go grab that lint roller. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. See how fast that was. I totally forgot about the lint roller. You really need that. I tried to get everything in pretty much order before we went live because, you know, it's always best to do that, but I forgot the lint roller. And the lint roller helps to remove as much loose material, because if you infuse onto a loose piece of fiber and then you wash it and that fiber goes away, it makes it a lot harder. It makes that part of your image disappear. So it is true, Kathy. You make such wonderful cards. Kathy is hard at work in her office, it looks like. Are you working on anything fun or just admin type work? All right, I think that should do. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is throw stuff all over the floor. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm going to lay down my easy press mat. It has a little bit of a bubble in it right now, but that's okay. Alright, there's our shirt. And she's converting hundreds of digital files in prep for her online store launch. Awesome. I can't wait to see what all you have in your store, Kathy. I know you've been talking about that for a little while, but I'm going to be very excited to see everything once it gets in there. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm pulling up the Cricut Heat Guide. So I'm going to use the Easy Press 2. I'm going to set my material. So I'm going to use an Infusible transfer sheet. I'm going to select my base material, which is a t-shirt. And I'm going to hit apply. It's going to tell me that I need to preheat for 15 seconds at 385. So I'm going to grab my Cricut Easy Press 2, the big one, Big Bertha, and try and rearrange everything. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to heat it up to 385. And we're going to do the time at 40 seconds. Oops, that was down. I need to go up. All right, so it is currently heating up. We are going to preheat for 15 seconds first. And it tells you what sandwich you should have. So you should have the mat, there should be a piece of paper, your shirt, the transfer, and then a piece of butcher paper on top of that. There will be cut files. Yes! I would love that, Kathy. I am all about the cut files. And thank you. I appreciate you making that awesome gesture. That would be a lot of fun. All right. Trying to smooth this out. And I know my iron is not, or my Easy Press isn't heated up all the way, but I'm going to use it kind of like an iron and just try to both smooth out the shirt and the mat. Perfect. All right. I'm going to do a little more lint rolling. Just to make sure I got everything. All right, there we go. Well, you've probably been wearing it a lot, Kathy, since nobody's allowed to go anywhere right now. Who knew that I was going to be ahead of the curve with that shirt, huh? I feel like this is not laying perfectly straight. There, that's better. I never get these shirts exactly right. I always get them a little off. All right, so I'm going to take my piece of white paper and I'm going to insert it inside of my shirt. Which is always easier said than done. There we go. All right, so what I do is I usually go 3 fingers width from the neckline. That's always worked for me, for my designs and for what I do. And some people get really precise with their like placement and try to put it absolutely like in the center. I know, who could have predicted that, Kathy? I do the best that I can, but I never get them perfect. It always is a little off. All right, so 3 fingers down, that's the top of the paper right here, which you can see. And I'll go a little centered from there, hopefully. All right, so there we go. So it's placed down. I'm going to take a piece of parchment. Put it down over My Easy Press is still heating up. It should be ready here in just a minute. And remember, we're going to do 40 seconds at 380? 385. And we're going to use light pressure whenever we're doing it, which is basically just both my hands on it. All right, so everybody ready? This is the part that I always have to hold my breath, right? Here we go. So I'm going to take my Easy Press and I'm going to put it down. I'm going to hit go. So I'm just holding it down with my two hands. And you can't see the screen, but it's counting down for me, which is one of the great features of the Easy Press. I love that there's a timer on it. I could always yell to one of my smart devices to set a timer for me, but this just makes it a whole lot easier. All right. So we'll remove the butcher paper. I can already see that it did infuse, which is great. And then I'm going to peel up. There we go. That looks really cool. That came out really well. I don't know where this dirt came from. That's weird. I don't even, yeah, you can see a little bit on camera. I don't know what happened, but anyways, pull out the paper. I'm going to turn off my Easy Press. Start it on the process of cooling down. But there we go. There is my quarantine shirt, which I will now always remember when we were told to stay at home. But I love how bright the colors get. I mean, you look at that paper and you could never know, like, you just wouldn't suspect it, how bright it would get. Right? It gets so incredibly bright. So there we go. There's my quarantine shirt. And it is ready to go. And now I can use my shirt and grab a bottle of wine and have a great night in. Like every night it seems to be for now. Thanks, Kathy. Trying to hold it up so that way. Anyways, I need to get better lighting in here. I need to get a better setup in here. I need to get a lot of things, but in order to do that, that takes money and space, and I have neither of those right now. So, anywho, so that is creating a shirt using Infusible Inks. You've seen me do it here on my channel before, but I thought it would be fun to do one for the quarantine. And like I said, there's a lot of great designs right now on Cricut Design Space, and not only can you do them in Infusible Inks, you could do them in vinyl, you could also do them like drawing on a card or something like that. So if you have Cricut Design Space, I recommend checking those designs out. Thanks, Jay and Denise. I appreciate that. So anywho, I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. While I make this shirt, just a little jump on here and have a little fun while we're stuck in quarantine. I hope everybody has a great day. And remember, guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. I'll see y'all very soon. Take care. Be safe.